Roguelikes. What even is a roguelike? A roguelite? A roguelike-like. If you Google what is a roguelike, you'll get a couple quick links like this Wikipedia page. It says it's a subgenre of role-playing computer game traditionally characterized by dungeon crawl through procedurally generated levels, turn-based gameplay, grid-based movement, and permanent death on the player character. Most roguelikes are based on high fantasy narrative, reflecting their influence from the tabletop role-playing games such as Dungeons & Dragons. It also does mention that the exact definition remains a point of debate. And then there's a couple other articles like makeuseof.com, what are roguelikes and roguelite video games. And they kind of say a similar thing, but they even bring up a point of in 2008, the International Roguelike Development Conference was held in Berlin, which is a crazy specific conference. I would love to be on a conference for something really specific like that in the gaming industry. I just feel like that'd be fun. You're all just like boys hanging out talking about a very niche genre of gaming. Anyway, they set out some standards, and overall there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7 main attributes to a roguelike. So let's go over them. Random environment generation, a little bit of RNG, procedural generation of the environment. Pretty self-explanatory. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Permanent death. So when you die, you restart your run, you restart the game, restart your level, whatever it is. Turn-based movement on a grid, not in real time. Non-modal gameplay, which is more of like, everything just happens on one screen. There's no special cutscenes, no special boss battle scenes. It's just all one place. It's all similar. Complexity with limited resources, a focus on killing monsters, and an emphasis on exploration and discovery. So that's nice. But obviously, if you're familiar with a lot of the popular roguelikes of the last handful of years, like Hades, Risk of Rain 2, Brotato's an up-and-coming one right now, Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Dead Cells, Gunfire Reborn, Cult of the Lamb. If you like my content, you know that Crab Champions is kind of in the mix there too. You'll find that most of those games don't really fit that strict definition. Just like the Wikipedia article, this other article says the definition's loose, and in current society and current gaming culture, it can mean a lot of different things. And we have roguelike-likes and roguelites and all these different subgenres of an already subgenre of gaming. And here's the deal. The exact definition is not really that important, okay? You're gonna be fine. I'll explain. We could debate the minute details of what is technically a roguelike versus a roguelike-like versus a roguelite, and god damn it, if I have to keep on saying the word rogue plus something that sounds like or multiple likes or lights, my head's gonna explode, okay? God. At the end of the day, it's not really necessary because the developers don't care and the gamers don't care. The experience is similar across a lot of these. They typically pull from a handful of those base rules, and ultimately, it's a fun experience that's a little bit different than a lot of other genres. In general, especially in the titles that I rattled off earlier, and any future titles, you can expect a few things. You start your runs at a base level of 1 or 0 or whatever, and as you progress through the level, you acquire loot, and that loot is acquired typically through RNG. There's different types of loot. Typically it's weapons, and typically you're killing monsters. In fact, lots of monsters, lots of enemies. There's a wide variety of enemies. And typically boss fights, especially now with the newer titles. There's lots of RNG. So much RNG, in fact, that no two runs will ever statistically, technically be the same. And there's even a little bit of RNG with a level generation. Some are still truly procedurally generated. Others, like Crab Champions, are going to be kind of random order, but there's a set number and a set amount of islands. There's layouts 1 through 10, and you'll play them in a random order every time. Anyways, holy crap. What did I do? I pressed the wrong button with my palm. Obviously, we'll also see that death, it may not be permanent, but it typically restarts your run, restarts your level, whatever. Typically, you lose everything on that death, but newer games typically have a currency or two that does not reset. That currency does, stay with you in between runs, and you can use that currency to unlock permanent things. Sometimes they're permanent skill upgrades, but most of the time it's just adding more items to the available loot pool in that RNG and further loot that you're going to be finding during your runs. And that's pretty much it. Those main key aspects are what defines the overall genre plus subgenres of roguelike, roguelite, rogue, whatever the hell you want to call it. You're gonna go in there at a basic bitch level. You're gonna use RNG to find stuff and build up your arsenal and create a build. And then eventually you're gonna die and restart. But you might unlock some new things in between runs. And it's a new experience every time. And typically these runs are about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Technically, most of them can technically, go on infinitely. And so you could end up with a multiple hour run. That's about all I gotta say. Again, I'm not an expert, and people can and do debate the exact definitions of this genre online. It's not really worth it. As long as you know the base stuff that we talked about, you're good to go. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this helped. A little bit of information for you on this fine weekend, and we're getting dangerously close. Less than 2 months, and if Noisestorm is gonna take his own word and fulfill his promise, it's kind of a promise, kind of not, but we'll get closed beta by the end of the year. We're getting very close. The excitement, it's boiling. It's almost anger at this point. I want this freaking game. I want to play it. I want to touch it. I want to caress it. I want to be a crab. I keep buying more crab shit. I already showed you the U2's crab toy. You want to see something crazy? Yeah, it's a green screen. Technology. We've dropped another toy, but we've picked up this little guy. This is the menstruation crustacean. It sounds gross, but it's just, there's a heating pad on the inside. You put it in the microwave, and then it's like a warm, fuzzy little cute stuffed animal. It was at one of those comic book stores, like a Newberry Comics type thing, you know? Pretty cute. I'm pretty sure I have a SpongeBob wearing a Mr. Krabs outfit coming in the mail. Crabs are consuming my life, okay? I need this freaking game. Jesus Christ.